Hi everyone, and welcome back to Queen G's Recipes. And today I'm going to be showing you how to make white chocolate pumpkin scones. They are so delicious, so wonderful, and so easy to make. You are going to love it. Now, the ingredients we'll be needing here are, first of all, in our dry ingredients here, we are going to need some flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, and some pumpkin pie spice. You're also going to be needing some white chocolate chips. Here we have some white sugar and some brown sugar. We have some cubed butter here. You want to make sure that it is very cold before using it in your recipe. So what I have done is I have cubed up some butter and then placed it in my freezer for about 15 minutes. And then once you are ready to actually make your scones, just take it out at that time. So that's that. You're also going to be needing some pumpkin puree. Make sure you're not using pumpkin pie filling because they are two totally different things. And here we have an egg, some heavy cream, and some vanilla extract. You're also going to be needing a baking sheet lined with some parchment paper and have your oven preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So let's move on to making our scones. Okay, so before we move on, I just want to mention that once we have our scones ready to be placed into the oven, we are also going to brush an egg wash, and I'll show you the remaining ingredients as we come to that time. So now what we're going to do is just give our dry ingredients here a little mix. Okay, that's great. And now we will place our dry ingredients into our mixing bowl. All right. And then we are going to add in our cubed butter, our very cold cubed butter, very important. And now we will mix this together until our mixture here resembles coarse crumbs. Okay, so this is exactly what your mixture should look like. You will see that the butter is in small pieces all throughout the flour. So that is exactly what you want. Now, it is very important that your butter is very, very cold because that will give you a nice flaky scone. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in all of our remaining ingredients except for our chocolate chips. Okay, so this is what your scones dough should look like. It is perfect. You don't see any visible flour or anything. So we are good to add in our chocolate chips. So now we are going to add in the chocolate chips and just mix until you notice that they are all scattered throughout the batter. It won't take long at all. Okay, so my dough is ready, and now I'm going to scatter some flour on my counter, and we are going to prepare our scones for baking. Okay, so you want to place enough flour to bring your scones together because the mixture will be a little bit tacky, which is totally normal. So what you're going to do is also take a little bit of flour and sprinkle on top. Now, you don't want to place too much or your scones won't be nice, light, and fluffy. And just make a nice round disc, probably about 8 to 9 inches round and 3/4 inches thick. Okay, so you want to cut this into 8 pieces, and then you also want to take off any excess flour that is under the scones or around the scones. Okay, so now that we have our scones ready to be baked, we are going to place an egg wash, which is just 1 egg beaten with a tablespoon or so of milk or half and a half cream, or even some water if you don't have any of those on hand. So now we are just going to brush our scones with our egg wash. Now we are going to bake these in our preheated oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes or so, or when you notice they are nice and puffed up and lightly golden brown edges and on the bottom of your scones. So let's get to baking. Okay, so my scones baked for exactly 23 minutes. As you can see, they're just perfect. They're lightly golden brown on the top and on the bottom edges. Now I'm going to leave them on my baking sheet here at room temperature, probably for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to place them on a cooling rack, and we're going to allow them to sit there for another 20 minutes to half an hour, and then I'll show you what we will do next. Okay, so my scones are about warm right now, so I have melted some white chocolate chips in the microwave and placed it in a piping bag. Now you want to melt your white chocolate at 30-second intervals, and during those 30-second intervals, just make sure you give it a stir every time, and make sure everything is completely dissolved before placing it into your piping bag, or else it'll be difficult to squeeze out the little pieces of chocolate chips. And that's about it. So now we are ready to drizzle our chocolate on our scones. I'm just going to cut a tip here. And now we can go ahead. Okay, so I'm just going to let the chocolate set a little bit, and then we will try one. Okay, so I've drizzled the chocolate on top of my scones. Now, it is definitely optional if you don't want to place any, if you want to place a lot. I usually place a little bit more because that's how my family likes it, but you can drizzle a little bit, you can have them without the chocolate, it's totally up to you. So now we are going to break into one and try it. My chocolate still isn't set, but it's totally okay. These scones are simply amazing. They're moist and flaky at the same time. They are simply perfection and so easy to make. Definitely perfect for this time of year, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give us a nice big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a new and delicious recipe. Take care. Bye everyone.